Hi, boys and girls. How have you been? I hope you've all been doing well, and I hope you've been playing outside. It's getting a little cold out now, but today I wanted to talk a little bit about the seasons and what season we're in right now. Like I said, it's getting cold, and yeah, some of that white stuff we've been seeing. So it's kind of confusing, but what season are we in right now? Does anybody know? That's right, we're in fall, or some people call it autumn. And fall is one of my favorite times of year because it's so pretty. All the different colors and everything you can see outside. So what I did a couple weeks ago now, when the trees were changing color, I went on a little nature walk and I got some things to show you. Do you want to see? Okay, I'm going to show you something I found. Here it is. What do you think that is? You're right, it's a leaf. That's right. Okay, I'm going to show you something else I found. It is this. What is that? You're right, it's a leaf too. Okay, I got another one to show you, something else. What is that? It's a leaf! Oh my goodness, you guys are so smart, I can't even trick you. All right, one more thing I found. Now this one's kind of tricky. I want to know who knows what this is. You're right. It's another leaf. But how did you know those were all leaves? Because they look different. They're all different shapes and colors and sizes. I'm going to show you some of the other leaves I found now that you guys are smart and know that they're all leaves. I found some leaves that were really big. Look at these. And I found some leaves that were really small. I even found a couple medium-sized leaves. I found some really skinny leaves. And some leaves that were a little broader. I found some that were jagged around the edges. Found some that were kind of smooth around the edges. Some leaves were all clumped together and stuck together like on one little branch. And I found a lot of leaves. Here's another one stuck together. I found a lot of leaves that were just single. Some that had holes in them. Some that have seen their better days. This one's pretty crunchy and bent over. All my leaves are kind of crunchy now. Like I said, I got these a few weeks ago and they didn't stay. They stayed pretty good, but they're a little crunchier than when I found them. So like I was saying, there's some that were a little old looking. This one has spots even. See those spots? Some that are faded and worn. Oh, this one has a little two-tone to it. And some leaves that were just perfect. So, how did we know that all of those are leaves, even though they look different? Just because you guys are so smart, right? Well, you are smart, yes. And we just know that they're all leaves, no matter what they look like. And that's kind of what God did for us. So when God was making these different leaves, it was like he decided, you know what, they all need to be different. We want to make them all look pretty. And I think what I've heard and what I like to say sometimes when you see the different colors on the trees is that God was painting a pretty landscape. So when you look at all the trees, they're all beautiful, all reds and yellows and orange and greens. And they all blend together and make a beautiful landscape. Just like when God made us. He made us all beautiful and different. So some of us might be a little rough around the edges. Some of us might be old or young. Some of us might have red hair like me, or light skin or dark skin. Some of us might be tall, or some of us might be short. Some of us might have glasses. Some of us might even use a wheelchair. We all look different, but God made us all that way, and we were wonderfully made, just like these leaves. When you're thinking about God making that painting, all the landscape, think about if he made all the leaves green. That'd be kind of boring, I think. Green's okay, but if you went and you looked at all the trees and they were all green, you probably wouldn't appreciate them very much. Do you guys ever do painting or coloring? Think about if you opened your color box and the only color you found inside was green. So you'd have to paint or color your picture. The sun would be green, the grass would be green, the house would be green, the dog would be green, the sky and everything on your picture would be green. Maybe some of you would like that. Like my son Chase, green's his favorite color, so he probably would color that way anyways, and that'd be fine. But to me, I think that'd be a little boring. Shh, don't tell Chase. But if everything was the same color, we would all look the same, and we wouldn't all have that beautiful landscape that we all love. I want you to think about your family. I want you to think about your friends at school or daycare. I want you to think about your friends that you see at church or in the whole town of Redwood Falls. Now even think about people from other parts of the world and other towns. They all look different, but I want you to keep in mind that when we all are together, just like all those beautiful leaves together in different colors, it's awesome. It's beautiful. So this week, what I want you to try is, if it's not too cold out, and if you can find any leaves still on the trees, I want you guys to go on a nature walk and try to find some leaves. I've seen a couple yet on the trees, a few pretty ones, a few red ones lasting, and see what you can see, what different colors you can see. If you can see red, yellow, green, or brown. I bet you'll find a lot of brown ones. Even if you can't find them on the trees, maybe find them, rake them up in your yard, or look for different shapes of them in the grass and rake them all up and jump in them. And when you're jumping in them, or when you're looking for different colors and sizes and shapes, think about how God made you wonderful and beautiful and different, but we're all the same. The other reason I really like fall is some of the traditions we have. Does anybody know what is coming up on Saturday? What holiday? I bet you guys are all excited for Halloween. So Halloween is fun for kids because you get to dress up in costumes and get candy, and a lot of us carve pumpkins. That's one of my favorite traditions about Halloween is carving pumpkins. So this year, when you carve your pumpkin, I want you to think about how we are like a pumpkin. Being a Christian is like being a pumpkin. God picks you from the patch and brings you in. Then he washes all the dirt off you. Then he opens our minds so we can receive God's message. He scoops out all the yucky stuff. He removes the seeds of doubt, hate, and greed. He clears our mind of mean thoughts. God carves you a new, smiling face. He opens our eyes so we can see goodness in God's world. And he puts his light inside you to shine for all the world to see. I want to say thank you to Chase, my assistant, and thanks to you guys for watching. Hope you have a great Halloween and a great week, and let's close in prayer. Dear God, thank you for making us wonderfully and beautifully made. Help us to shine your light. Amen.